Hey everyone, this is a guitar tutorial for I Lose My Ability by Jonathan and Melissa Helser. Before we begin, please consider subscribing to my channel or give this video a like and comment below on what else you'd like to see in the future. Additionally, if you're interested in any of the gear that you see today, there are links in the description below. Alright, grab your acoustic guitar and a capo, and I'm going to trade this baby in for a guitar as well, so I'll meet you in just a second. 3, 2, 1. All right, so don't worry, Andy will be back hopefully after his nap, if his nap lasts a little longer. Praise the Lord, but we'll see what happens. So you're going to need your capo on the 3rd fret. The key of the song is in B flat, so we're just going to be playing in the key of G to match. So you're going to need to know the following chords: G, C, E minor, D, and G over B. Now those are chords that you probably already know, but let's go over them and how I play them with the capo. So G, just a typical G chord shape, but I'm going to add the ring finger on the B string 3rd fret. So put your pinky on the 3rd fret as well, covering the high E string. Then put your middle finger on the low E 3rd fret, index finger on the A string 2nd fret. That's the G we're going to use today. C, you can also use that kind of shape. You're going to put the pinky and ring finger back on the high E and B 3rd fret. Move your middle finger down and your index finger down a string, and now you have a C2. Now you could get away with a regular C chord shape, but we're going to stick with that C2. For E minor, you're just going to put your index finger and middle finger on the A and D strings of the 2nd fret. You could leave those bottom strings down on the 3rd fret, just like we did for G and C, but you can also lift them off at certain parts of the song. You might see me put those 2 fingers down a lot, but that's just for easier transitioning. So here's with them on, with them off. Just more of a darker sound. Next up, D. Put your index finger on the G string 2nd fret, ring finger, B string 3rd fret, and middle finger, high E 2nd fret. Just avoid strumming the low E and low A strings. All right, and last but not least, G over B. Just go back to that G chord shape I showed you a moment ago, and you're just going to emphasize the A string now. You're not going to really strum the low E. It sounds like this. It's very subtle, but it helps, especially if you don't have a bass player. All right, for strumming patterns, you can just go an up and down motion, and we don't really play the beginning of the song. If you watch the music video on YouTube, it's really just keyboard and like a slide guitar. So try to avoid playing if you can help it. But if you don't have a very big team, you could always chunk the chords, and I'm actually going to do that. I believe the electric guitar or the bass is doing something like that. And again, you won't really hear the acoustic guitar come in until about 1.5 minutes through into the song. Now don't worry, I'm going to put the chords on screen for you, and I'll say the chords as we go along. Here we go.
C, G, C, G, C, G, C, G, C, G, D, G, C, G, D, C, G, D, G, C, G, D, G over B, C, G, D, G, C, G, D, C, G, D, G, C, G, D, G over B, C, G, D, G over B, C, G, D, C, G, C, G, D, E minor, D, C, G, D, G, C, G, D, E minor, D, C, G, D, G, G will be C, G, D, E minor, D, C, G, D, G will be C, G, D, E minor, D, C, G, D, G, G will be C, G, D, E minor, D, C, G, D, C, G, D, G, G will be C, G, D, C, G, D, E minor, D, C, G, D, C, G, D, G, G will be C, G, D, C, G, D, E minor, D, C, G, D, G will be 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 C, G, D, C, G, D, E minor, D, C, G, D, G.
Well, everyone, I hope that I was able to help you out with that tutorial. Let's go over some strumming real quick. This song is kind of strange because there's a lot of offbeat chord changes. For example, let's just hit the chorus real quick, starting on a C. C, G, D, G, G will be C, G, D. Now, I didn't do the actual strumming pattern there, but I'm just kind of showing you where that is within the measure and the beat. So I'm going to try to count while I play that. Hopefully it goes great, but we'll see what happens. Same thing, same chords for the chorus. Here we go with counting. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So I think it's always good to subdivide in your head. Just count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and or even better, count those 16ths. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. And you don't have to say it out loud if you don't have to, but I think again, it helps you practice and get those chord changes really good. All right, so enough talking, let's add that strumming pattern to it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 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 Without the counting in the background. And that was a little bit more complicated than what the song calls for, but you can try to do something like that, like a syncopated strumming pattern. I'm going to try to play it a little slower for you if you didn't catch it the first time. All right, again, you don't have to do exactly that. You can invent your own or just do an up and down 8th note or 16th note pattern. But be aware that you don't want to do that the whole entire song, especially in the beginning. Now, I know the acoustic is not in the beginning in the actual song, but if you had a smaller team, like I said before, you could always chunk the chords like this. C, G, C, G. And notice I'm really just using my thumb and the lower strings of the chord shape. So I didn't have to put the entire chord shape on because I'm not going to play the bottom strings, just using those bass notes, if you will, of the chord. All right, guys, that's all I have for you today. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit that like button, and comment below on what else you want to see in the future. All right, thanks so much for watching, guys. And don't worry, Andy's still napping, thank the Lord. So we'll see if we can bring him back in the next episode. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day. God bless.